This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And this video is sponsored by Maurice Andrews Solicitors Birmingham. Get in touch today for all your legal matters. Body parts were found in 2 different locations on 2 different days, and they have now been identified as belonging to Sarah Mayhew, who is 38 years old, and she was found 8 miles away from her home in Croydon. And police were called to Rawnsley Avenue in Mitcham at 2:18 yesterday, on the 21st of May, after contractors carrying out repair work discovered a torso inside the river. 2 people had already been charged with her murder and were standing trial. Gemma Watts, 48 years old, and Stephen Sampson, 44 years old, were charged with murder and perverting a lawful burial, and Stephen was also charged with child pornography as well. Sarah's death was confirmed last month after partial remains were found in Rowdown Fields in New Addington, Croydon. Thank you to Dave Nathan for his coverage from the scene. And yesterday, a forensic tent was set up near the river where they have now found the rest of her body. The police said in the initial statement they found Sarah's arms, legs and head, but confirmed they were still seeking the rest of her body. It's alleged that the couple killed Miss Mayhew at a residential property before her body was dismembered with power tools. The cause of her death remains unknown, but the family are being supported by specially trained police. An examination of her body during a post-mortem found that her voice box was damaged and there was also bruising to her skull and her head had been shaved. Detective Inspector Martin Thorpe, who's leading the investigation, said, "My thoughts remain with Sarah's family and we continue to support her family throughout the investigation." A 4-week trial is due to take place next year in February. So this is devastating news for everybody listening to this, but especially her family and friends. And this is early days as well, so we don't want to speculate in any way, shape or form which may affect the trial, but we'll definitely keep you updated on this story, and rest in peace to Sarah. In some other news that also occurred yesterday, on the 21st of May, a dog owner was mauled to death by her 2 registered XR buddies. This happened in Hornchurch, East London. The victim has been identified as a mother of 2 called Angeline Mahal, who was 50 years old, and it occurred inside her home. The police entered the home using riot shields to deal with the animals, and she was found lying on the floor in the hallway by her 2 sons, who tried CPR and called the ambulance, but she had been dead for several hours, it is believed. The 2 registered dogs were seized by police after being contained inside a room inside the house. A blue forensic tent was put up outside the house, which was on a small residential street. One relative who didn't wish to be named told the local press, "Angeline always kept dogs. She had done for years. Her 2 most recent ones were XR buddies. She'd had them since they were puppies, and she had cages for them, and they were properly registered." Another relative also told the press that "You read about these dogs and their owners, and I discussed with Angeline about the fatal XR buddy attacks in Jaywick, which saw a grandmother killed, and I always used to urge her to give up the dogs. It was more because the dogs were a bit of a tether, and they took up a lot of her time with feeding and also walking. Since February, it has become a criminal offence to own an XR buddy breed in England and Wales without an exemption certificate. Anyone who owns the dog must have had it neutered and have it microchipped and keep it muzzled and on a lead at all times." It is also believed that this is the first incident to involve a death with an XR buddy since the restrictions were brought into place on February the 1st. The police said in a statement they were called to Cornwall Close at 1:12 on Monday, May the 21st. And to reports of a woman that had been attacked by a dog. The woman was treated by medics from the ambulance service, but sadly she was pronounced dead at the scene. Due to the threat posed, armed officers attended, and after assessing the situation, they were able to seize the 2 dogs. These 2 dogs were XR buddies, and prior to the officers arriving, they were contained inside a room inside the house, and they did not leave the house at any time during the incident. They said they sent ambulance crews to the property, an incident support officer and also an air ambulance. They treated a woman, but sadly she died at the scene. I'm very confident this story would definitely get a lot of thoughts and opinions shared, and please try to be respectful and also be constructive as possible in the comments. I really appreciate you joining me today, and rest in peace to Angeline and also Sarah, and I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and follow on social media as well at Scarcity Studios. Peace.